As someone who believes that Royal Oud is one of the best fragrances ever created, you can imagine I was quite enthusiastic about trying Oud Zarian. I gotta say that I'm quite disappointed in this fragrance. Now, smelling the fragrance today, I have it on my wrist right here, directly comparing it with Royal Tobacco, which some people do, and I think there is some resemblances there. It has all those very spicy notes, it has a lot of resins, it's very dark, it feels woody, it feels heavy, but it also feels sweet, just like Royal Tobacco. Royal Tobacco has that sweet shop mixed with tobacco kind of vibe. Everything about it looked interesting, actually. The notes looked interesting. It actually looks like an amouage fragrance when you look at it. A Creed fragrance that smells like an amouage fragrance. What could be better for someone like me? Well, here's the problem. I like Creed fragrances for completely different reasons than amouage fragrances. And now imagine someone comes to me and asks me for a suggestion for a beautiful wintertime fragrance or something dark and ambery, something oriental. I will most of the time suggest an amouage fragrance. That is when they say they don't care about the budget, of course. Same thing goes for freshies and daily drivers and very occidental Western fragrances. I will usually say Louis Vuitton or Creed in those cases. Oud Zarian does none of that. It's not a great dark, ambery, resinous, amouage type fragrance. Maybe a good oriental fragrance if you like that type of DNA. As I said, if I compare it to the few things that I can compare it with, everything from amouage is better. The Creed mass appeal factor, it lacks that Creed magic. None of it is in there. Everything that Creed stands for is not in Oud Zarian. I wish it wasn't as sweet. It's way too sweet. So there's this whole thing about the Sylhet Oud in this fragrance, the Bangladesh Oud, which is usually considered a worse oud than the Cambodian and the Indian oud. I don't like this oud in here. It's not skanky or anything, which is not my problem in general. I don't know if there's like a blend in here of mostly non-real oud and then the real oud. What a lot of houses actually do, if they work with expensive oud, they only add a small portion of it and then add mostly artificial oud in there. All I know is that I don't like it in this composition. It's too soft. And then all the spiciness, the licorice is very strong, the ginger is strong. What I do like about this fragrance is the rose. The rose in here is very beautiful, but it's completely overshadowed by the resins and all the spiciness. The overall composition, it makes for a smell that I have a hard time liking. It kind of gives me like a bad feeling in my stomach. And it's mostly because of this thick, resinous, spicy effect mixed with the sweetness. It has to be done properly, like in Interlude or in Journeyman. Those are very spicy, resinous frankincense fragrances, but then have that sweetness about it, and it is done right. In this case, it kind of smells like you had two pots, and in one pot there's like something super sweet, like a caramel fudge or something, and in the other pot they are preparing like a super culinary curry. If you take that both at the same time, it smells off, and that's what this fragrance does. It smells sweet and thick and ambery, but also very spicy, and the spiciness is kind of misplaced in here. On top of that, you have the licorice, which also adds to this very thick herbal feel with the licorice and the ginger. It's all over the place, basically. Like Royal Tobacco smells so beautiful in comparison. I was actually thinking about blind buying this just to present it, and now that I smell it from the sample, I'm actually quite glad I didn't. If you want something like Oud Zarian, go for Royal Tobacco. It's way better. I would maybe give this like a 4 or 5 out of 10 if I had to give it a rating. So this is the third time I'm testing this on my skin. I can tell you the performance is very good. It projects, it lasts a very long time, but it's just not a good smell. And I think this is an epic fail by Creed. The next video will be a quite interesting one, as I will present my top 20 Creed fragrances, and you don't want to miss that. You can bet that Oud Zarian will not be in there. Subscribe or follow whatever platform you're on. And then I hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a good day and bye-bye.